Hello. This is a take two, but that's okay, right? This is what happens. So today, what we're going to be doing is hindsight is 2020, and really just working on this practice for ourselves, right? It's going to be a forward bend practice. I'll lead you through it. We'll really be focusing on the breath. We'll be mostly on the ground, but we will come up for a little bit. Take any modifications that you need to. I'll be offering a couple. I definitely would suggest doing this in bed if you have bad knees, or if you just aren't comfortable being on your hands and knees and it kind of hurts a little bit. I would suggest the bed. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You kind of have a built-in block. Even when you stand up beside it. It's great. You can also, grab a block. You can get some blankets, etc., to put under your knees if you need to. Whatever you need to do to feel most comfortable. Let's see, what else? And then after that, we're going to do a little bit of a kind of reflecting on this year and what is to come. When we're doing this practice, it is December 30th that this is being recorded and done. You will get a little opportunity to just kind of explore yourself. And so what we're going to do is really just bring ourselves into the body, so that way we can kind of connect with our mind a little better, because sometimes we're a little too much in our head, right? So we're going to go through some of that. And like I said, at the end, we'll do that. So if you need to grab a paper or pen, feel free to pause this and go grab all that whenever you need it. And feel free to pause at any point. And again, take any modifications that you need. As you can see, I am in my daughter's bedroom. We've got all kinds of basketball, baby Yoda. We're good to go. I'm repping the unicorns today. I got myself a little USB diffuser hanging out in here. It's pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty fancy. My boss gave me that. Thank you. My stepmom gave me a little salt lamp. So I'm trying to create this little space for my next hour to just be in here. You may occasionally hear my son in the other room. We've definitely tried to get it quiet, but if you're a caregiver during pandemic, then you might understand that there's just no place that is sacred anymore. So by doing some of these other things and aesthetics and kind of rearranging myself, I'm trying to create some of that. So hopefully you're able to as well. The cat will not be coming in this time, but if they do, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Her name's Rupert, she might want to come in. So yeah, feel free to grab anything that you need for comfort, whether it's blankets, pillows, etc. Or if you need to grab a pen and paper for afterward, or you can make notes on your phone, you can also just consider it, whatever you need to do. So what we're going to do is I'll be leading the practice and demoing it and kind of talking as we go. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me from wherever we are. I'm gonna put on a little bit of music here in a minute. I don't own any of the copyrights to the music. It's a Spotify playlist. I'll put it in the comments wherever it is. Wherever we're putting it, I'll put the link to the playlist so you can experience it yourself and go use it for a practice if you need. So if I stop or anything like that, I might just be changing the song, maybe just 'cause I'm not feeling it for what we're doing. We're also going to, so listen to my voice more so, because I might be getting up and down just to kind of check the camera and that sort of thing. So again, just make yourself comfortable and do what you need to do. So we're going to start lying down today. So you're going to have your feet, mat width apart. They can just kind of splay out. You have your hands wherever is comfortable. Maybe you want them up here. Maybe you want to cactus your arms. Maybe you just want them to lay here. You're needing a little bit of grounding today. You can put your palms down, or you can place them up to receive some energy. This is a great practice to do anytime. I know we're talking about doing it at the end of the year and starting afresh, but this is definitely for any time. You just need to reset and to kind of figure out where do you go from here. Even the reflection we'll do at the end. That's a great thing to do at any time during the year. So, hopefully you're just kind of breathing and hanging out here. Like, you can start breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose And breathe out through your nose. If you have Ujjayi breath, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Whatever count is comfortable for you. We won't be messing with breath counts today, but you're welcome to do that on your own with your own practice if you like for this one. We breathe in and out through the nose to really help regulate the heart rate. Our breath can help us manage so many things, and managing the heart rate is one. Just take a few more breaths here. You can close your eyes if you like. And just think about why you're wanting to do this practice. What is your intention here? Is it a reset? I'll say for me it is. Is it you just needed a yoga practice today? Great. We've got you. There will definitely be a lot of back work done today. We'll be really working on some forward bends just to help us get that, our trunk, our strength, our stability, to be able to really center ourselves. And from there, be able to figure out where we're going from here. Maybe you don't feel like you have a whole lot of purpose right now, or you're not sure what your next step should be. I invite you to just be here and be present and follow the reflection afterward. So from here, on your next inhale, you're going to inhale your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, drop them back down beside you. Take 3 more like that. Inhale, just moving your arms. The rest of your body stays still. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, body down. Last one. Exhale. Beautiful. And I realize I haven't started the music. So as you do that, go ahead and bring your heels to your hips. They don't have to be touching. They can be a little farther apart. We're just going to continue that motion with the arms. Inhale and exhale. Just now your knees are towards the ceiling. Continue that for another moment on your own. This may be your last one here. Beautiful. Now we're going to exhale as we bring the knee in towards our chest. Inhale as you let the elbows and the arms straighten as the knee pulls away. And exhale the knee back towards the body. And inhale as the knee moves away from the body. Go ahead and drop that knee. Inhale, and then as you exhale, bring that knee back towards the chest. Inhale, arms straighten, knee goes away from the body. Exhale, bring the knee back down. Inhale, away from the body. Next, we're going to bring both of our knees up. We're going to continue that same motion. So we'll inhale, the knees fall away, arms straighten. As we exhale, the knees towards the chest. Inhale, the knees fall away. Exhale, the knees towards the chest. Inhale as the knees fall away. Exhale, knees towards the chest. Inhale. This is our last one. As we exhale, bend the elbows, knees towards the chest. Now here you can give yourself a little hug. You can lift your forehead towards your knees. You can roll a little side to side as you bring your head back down. You can roll front to back. Whatever you'd like to do, you're going to come up to a tabletop position. So from here, we're going to have our wrists underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. Your toes will be untucked for this. As we inhale, we're going to lift our head, widen our chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our hips just about 1/3 of the way down towards our heels, while the rest of our body, our elbows bend, and we fall to. We inhale, we straighten the arms, we come back to that tabletop, spread the chest. As we exhale, come 2/3 of the way down with your hips. Bring the rest of your body towards the ground. Inhale, arms straighten back to that tabletop. Chest expands. And as we exhale, bring your hips all the way down to your heels. Bending your elbows, forehead comes to the mat. Stay here for 1 inhalation and exhalation. And then we're going to move forward. So however you want to get on your belly, just bring your knees back. You can do a little push-up if you like. You can come into a little sphinx. But we want to bring our forehead down towards the mat, and we're going to bring our hands, the bottom of our hands down, more towards our rib cage, and go ahead and put your right temple down towards the ground. Untuck your toes and just keep your legs about hip width apart. Take a deep breath. As we inhale, lift with your upper and lower back to bring your upper chest up, shoulders back. And as you exhale, drop your left temple to the ground. You inhale, come back up to center. Don't push into your hands. You really want your back to do the work. So if you're only a little off the ground, totally fine. And then bring your right temple back to the ground. Inhale, back through center, lifting the upper chest. As you exhale, left temple to the ground. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, right temple to the ground. And from here, we're going to bring our legs just a little bit more than hip width apart. And so from here, we'll inhale through center again. So all we've done is just change the position of the legs, and we'll exhale, bring that left temple to the ground. Inhale, back through center. And as we exhale, right temple to the ground. Now, bring your legs even farther apart. So they should be well off the mat now and wider than hips width distance. As we inhale, we'll bring the chest back up. Again, not pushing into those hands and just as up as your backhand will let you. And then as you exhale, left temple to the ground. Inhale, back through center. And then exhale, right temple to the ground. As we inhale, we'll push back up into a tabletop, so you can bring your knees back underneath your hips. Wrists underneath your shoulders, hands splayed out, kind of pushing into the fingertips a little. We're going to do that same little third of the way forward and back that we did a moment ago. So as we inhale, expand your chest, look forward. Shoulder pop if you hear that. As you exhale, bring your hips a third of the way down towards your heels, and then the rest of your body pulls forward. Inhale as you straighten the arms, leaning back forward, expanding the chest, looking forward. As you exhale, come 2/3 of the way. Inhale, straighten through the elbows again, coming forward. As you exhale, hips come all the way down to heels, elbows bending, forehead to knee. Stay here for one breath cycle. And inhale back up and through your nose and out your nose if possible. And go ahead and breathe out through your mouth if you're building a little too much heat. We're gonna bend our toes, tuck our toes, come into a little bit of a downward dog, so putting some pressure here. Just pedal that out for a second as you take some deep breaths in and out. Create some stillness. Bend your knees as much as you need to. You really want to focus on your lower back, not necessarily rounding, but more in a straight position down. And you want your elbows to be facing each other. Now from here, go ahead and take some baby steps up. You can be wherever you are on your mat. I'm gonna back up a little just so you can see me a little better for this next part. So from here, we're gonna do a couple walks down our legs, and we're gonna do that about 4 times. So as we inhale, nice big inhale. As we exhale, walk the hands down the legs. Come in as far as is comfortable, and then go ahead as you inhale, come back up. Do that 3 more times. We're just warming up here. So as we exhale, fold. And you can bend your knees as much as you need. As you inhale, walk back up. I have super tight hamstrings, so I am a big fan of bending my knees. Walking down as we exhale. Inhale, we come back up. Last one here. Come down. And inhale, back up. Now next, what we're gonna do is keep our heels underneath our hips, and we're gonna take our left hand, put it behind in the small of our back, and we're gonna lift our right hand up overhead, reaching towards the sky. So we're gonna inhale, and as we exhale, we're just gonna lean forward, reaching that arm, that hand towards the front. Inhale, lift a little in the upper chest. And as you exhale, go ahead and try to bring your hands down towards your feet. And put your head down. And as you inhale, lift with the upper chest, bringing it all the way back up. We're going to do that one more time. Again, if you notice, my knees bend a lot. So as we exhale, we're coming forward into a half lift. Inhale, lift just a little bit in the upper chest. As we exhale, bring it all the way down. Inhale, bring it all the way back to standing. We'll switch sides. So go ahead and bring that right hand beneath the small of your back. Your left hand comes up overhead. Now you can't see my head. I promise my hand's reaching up. Do a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we'll fold forward halfway. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, hand comes towards the feet. Inhale, back up. One more time with this arm sequence. So we'll bring exhaling halfway. Inhale, a little lift. Exhale down. And inhale, bring it all the way up. This is a great one to do in a chair also if you're looking for some modifications. Now, we've done that twice on each side, so we are going to move right along into, both of our hands are going to be up overhead now. Got a little theme for today, right? And as we exhale, come forward halfway, inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come towards the feet. Belly comes to rest on the thighs. Inhale, bring it back up. We're going to do this 3 more times. Now, if this is uncomfortable, again, a chair is a great place to do this. So exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. If your shoulders give you some problems, go ahead. As you inhale, you can keep your arms by your side. I'll show you that one with this one. So as we exhale, we come forward. Inhale, we still lifting. Exhale. Inhale, coming back up. Arms can just beautiful. We're going to inhale as we exhale. Time. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale, hands to feet. Inhale, lifting with your chest, coming back up. Beautiful, beautiful. And now from here, we're going to inhale big, exhale, drop it down. Hands towards the ground. Again, your knees can be as bent as they need to be. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. So your hands can be just in front of you. They can be on your shins, on your thighs. We just don't want to push on your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale through your nose, halfway lift, flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Last one, we'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and stay there for a breath or two, just letting that lower back really relax. You know, I had a friend one time ask me, okay, how do I understand what's happening in my back? And I want to show you a little bit. It's almost like one of those little lever things, the leveling things, where there's a little ball, right? So if you just imagine, you really want to feel the stretch in this lower part of your back. So if you straighten, but you have really tight hamstrings, you're really going to feel it here. But we want to figure out how to move it here. So what we're going to do is just bend the knees a little bit, and let you can come forward, and now you can feel that right there. Or for me anyway, in your body it may be different, but this is how I can feel it. So if you're feeling it here, you'll want to bend to make it move up here. If you're feeling it not at all here, and maybe you're wanting to feel it more here, that's where you would, depending on your body and your structure, you may need to straighten your legs more. But bending and straightening your legs is how you can help move that little leveling ball. Okay? So when you're ready, go ahead and inhale, lifting with your chest. Come back up. Arms overhead. Last one, I promise we're coming back down to the ground. As we exhale, come back down. We're going to walk our hands out. We're in that downward dog again. If that's comfortable for you, pedal out. Drop your knees. And now we're going to do that Chakrikavasana we were doing earlier, which is where we're kind of doing a little bird with our knees underneath our hips, our toes untucked, our wrists are beneath our shoulders. We'll inhale. We're not going to do the third anymore. We're just going to go all the way down unless you're feeling the third. So hips to heels, bend the elbows, forehead to mat. As we exhale. Inhale, bring it back on up. Exhale, drop heels back to hips, or hips back to heels. Inhale, back up. Think ahead. Hips to heels, bend the elbows. We exhale. Inhale, back up. And from here, we're gonna find a way onto our back. So whatever you need to do to get there, you can spin your arms around, or your legs around, arms, legs, elbows, knees, they're all the same thing, right? Hips, heels, some part of your body, right? Come to sitting. And so from here, what we're gonna do is come back to lying on our backs. So what we've got is, we're gonna have our fancy dancy knees this way. And we're gonna do a little bit of what we've been doing on that cross body today. So as we inhale, you're gonna lift your right foot to the ceiling as you lift your left arm. As you exhale, you'll bring them back down. So you inhale, right arm, left leg up. You wanna kind of act like you're gonna be stepping on the ceiling. So you exhale, release them back down. Inhale, left arm up overhead, right foot towards the ceiling. You're gonna be as straight or as bent as it needs to be. Release as you exhale. Inhale, both of them. Exhale. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're going to inhale as we bring our feet, both of our feet towards. We can put our hands kind of more on our hamstrings, thighs, whatever is most comfortable for you. Kind of hold behind. As we exhale, we'll bring the knees back in. Inhale, so we bring the feet back towards the sky, straightening out the arms. Exhale, bring them back down. Knees to chest. Inhale, feet towards the sky. Exhale, release the knees towards your chest, bending the elbows. Inhale, feet towards the sky. Exhale, knees to chest. Now this time, we're going to bring our palms down to meet the ground. And as we inhale this time, we're going to lift our legs and also lift our arms, both all at the same time, both sides. So we exhale, knees back to chest, hands come back down towards our hips. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, release. This time we're going to inhale and hold. Continue to breathe. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to keep your tailbone down towards the ground. I don't know if you saw on the camera, but I just made some small adjustments myself. You want to keep your tailbone towards the ground. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose if possible, but out through your mouth if you're feeling a little heat or a little struggle. Last inhale, and exhale, release it all back together. Now we're going to come back to sitting, so however that feels comfortable, you can kind of massage side to side here, your lower back. We've been doing a lot of work today. We're almost through it. So you come up to sitting. We're going to bring our right foot in front of us, left foot. The sole is going to be our right thigh. Again, your knee can be bent as much as it needs to be. I think I mentioned I have super tight hamstrings, so mine are going to hang out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and exhale, grabbing towards the right foot. We're going to inhale back, our arms up overhead. If this is uncomfortable, you can just walk your hands down as you exhale towards that foot as far as is comfortable. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. We exhale as we come back down, again, bending as you need. And from here, we're a little more rounded, as you can see. And what we're going to do next is as we inhale, we're going to keep our legs or our hands down as far as we are on our leg or on our foot. And we're just going to straighten our back as we lift a little. So inhale. We exhale, fold back down. Nose to knee. Inhale. Flat back again. Straightening the arms. As we exhale, release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale again. We're going to walk up. Go ahead and bring your left to meet your right. Notice the differences between both sides. You can kind of move around a little bit, get your hips square. And just kind of notice the difference between your right and your left leg at this point. What does it feel like? Next, we're going to bring our right bottom of our foot into our left thigh. Shift a little bit. I'm going to bend my knee a little bit. Again, yours can be straight, yours can be bent, yours can be more bent, whatever works for you today. We're going to inhale. Again, your arms can be whatever is comfortable for you. We exhale, hands towards your feet. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release it down. Do a little walk in here. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release. Now here's where we're going to just lift the upper body, keeping our hands wherever they are on that foot or on that leg. We inhale and then exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, we'll walk it back up. And bring that right to meet your left. Move your sit bones if you need to. Notice how both of your legs feel now. Does one feel different than the other still? How does that? You can roll your ankles if you need to. So from here, get your legs a little halfway apart, slide on down. We're going to come back to our back. We're going to do some of that arm movement overhead like we were doing at the beginning, and then we're also going to be coming into a little bridge as we do that. We're going to do that 4 times. So we've got our hands down towards our hips. You want your heels to be not quite at your hips, but pretty close. Now pretend you're squeezing something through your thighs as you inhale and you bring your hips up and your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, bring it down, bring your hands back down to your hips. As you inhale, rise back up, squeezing your thighs together, arms overhead, exhale, dropping it back down. And for the next 2, if you'd like to do wheel, you can, or we'll continue with these bridges. So inhale, come up, hips up, reaching towards the sky. Exhale, release. Hands to hips, rolling down. Final one, or if you're still in the wheel, feel free to join us or continue your wheel. But now everybody exhale and come back down. Now on your next exhale, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Bring your hands right on top of your shins. As you exhale, they come back in. Bending your elbows as you inhale. Straighten the arms and let your knees fall away from your body. As you exhale, knees to chest, bend the elbows. As you inhale, let your knees fall away from your body. Exhale, knees to chest, bend the elbows. Inhale, your knees fall away, your arms straighten. As you exhale, knees to chest, bend the elbows. As you inhale, go ahead and lift those knees, fall all the way away. Bring your legs down. We're going to come back to that starting position. And your hands can be down, palms up for receiving, down for more grounding. Your legs can be as far apart as they need to be, as is comfortable. Did a lot with that back, so we just want to give it a little break. Arms can be out by your side. If you need a little more chest opening or cactus. Be up overhead like a starfish, which is one of my favorite places to be. Your feet can kind of move outwards, toes pointing out. And here, take a few more breaths. In and out through your nose. Just notice how you feel different now than you did when we first began the practice. Now, if we're not already, go ahead and as you inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. With each exhale, sink a little further into your mat. Notice where you're holding on to any tension and just let it go. Let your breath return to your normal rhythm. And with each exhale, just try to relax more muscles in your body. Maybe it's your jaw or your shoulders. Maybe you're tensing your legs or curling your toes. Give yourself permission to release. We'll stay here for a moment. It may be a little uncomfortable to sit with yourself in silence. We're going to practice it for just a moment. Close your eyes if they're not on. And just notice and observe. When you're ready, begin to move your fingers, your toes, roll out your wrists and your ankles. Bring your knees back into your chest one more time and roll on to your favorite side. Use your hand as a little lift here. Put your other arm that's beneath you as a pillow. Push yourself up to a sitting position. Your eyes can be closed or they can be open. And just notice how you feel. How that practice affected you energetically, physically. And now would be a good time for us to move into our reflection. So if you wanted paper or pen, great. If you want to just hang out sitting, you just want to think about it, keep your eyes closed, maybe in a more meditative state, beautiful. This is your time and your reflection, so whatever serves you best, but I hope you do. So what I'd like to move into is to talk a little bit about ourselves and our environment and give you a little metaphor. So, you know, I have a friend, my friend Candy, who always says that we're like little plants and to drink lots of water after practice. So I'll offer that advice as well to you today. And there's so much more that we can expand with that, right? We are like little plants, right? Like we need water, we need air, you know, we talk about the different things that we need. What is our sunlight and our water in addition to us needing that, right? We need good sleep. You can remember seeds. We need sleep, we need exercise, we need eating healthy, we need downtime, which I think is probably my hardest one, and then socialization, right? And I know for socialization with COVID, a lot of us have had a lot of struggles with that. So just like a plant and a soil and what we need to survive and thrive and grow, I mean, those are our 5 basics, right? And, you know, and we all have roots, right? And so those seeds help us grow those roots, and we get there and we're in this environment, this soil, right? And depending on how deep our roots are, the harder it is for us to get away from that soil, right? That environment that we're in. And sometimes that environment is serving us, and our roots need to be deep, and we need to be feeling that. And, you know, that is what gives us that strength. And we become, you know, not just a plant, but this mighty tree, you know, with all these thick roots, and we're in it, we are there. But sometimes we have to recognize that we're a little bit more like a weed, right? Depending on the environment. And, you know, there are cues that you know, right? And sometimes you don't. But it's important to kind of think about where you are. And so, you know, with this, I want you to think about, you know, whether you're doing this at the end of 2020, before 2021, or you're doing it, this is just a time in your life. Just think about, you know, the past year, the past month, the past, whatever you've been struggling with, and think about when and where did you bloom the most, you know? Over the course of your lifetime, right? That doesn't even necessarily mean just a short period of time. Where did you bloom? Like, think about that. Like, what was the environment like? What were the things that really helped serve you and helped you grow and help you be a better person, right? What helped you grow into who you are? And then, you know, take a minute to think about that. If you're watching it, you know, you can pause this if I don't give you enough time. But, you know, I just want you to really think about that. And moving on to the next part is the flip side of that. You know, what destroyed you? What choked you? You know, was there a person, a place, a commitment that you made that wasn't a resounding yes? And you committed and it wound up not being what you wanted it to be, and it wound up not serving you, and it wound up more taking from you than it did filling you, right? You know, was it the weather? Was it the pandemic? Was it, you know, a specific person, like we said? And, you know, what is it that built you up and helped you grow? And what are the things that helped or that didn't help, that didn't serve you, that really tried to choke the life from you? Right? So, you know, just think about that. I think about some of these plants. We've tried gardening in our yard, and there's been some like bully plants. I think cucumbers is it, you know, they're more of a bully plant. And so, you know, think about it. What have been the bully plants in this time period of your life that you're wanting to, you know, weed out? You know, what is that? What is it? Right? And from there, you know, how do you protect your growth? Right? Like you maybe have seen where your growth has been stunted and it's been, you know, deflated. How do you protect it? How do you set those boundaries for yourself now? Right? How do you keep your little garden safe? Right? That can be so many different things, and it just depends on your situation. And, you know, I hope that you take this moment to really reflect on that and think, what is that for you? Okay? Another thing that I'd really like you to think about is, you know, if you are in some soil that you really need some help getting out of, what has been helpful for you? What has served you? What has helped transplant you from environment to environment? Or what do you think could help move you from that environment that's not serving you anymore, right? Is it, I'm a little partial because I am a therapist, but is it a therapist, right? Is it a best friend? Is it a partner that, you know, you really, you know, your partner, your spouse? Is it, you know, a child? Is it a mentor? Is it, you know, maybe you're in college? Is it a professor? Is it, you know, a particular organization you're a part of, or that could be helpful that maybe you just haven't reached out to yet? Or maybe there's someone that you know they would have some great advice, but you've just been kind of putting it off because you've been trying to figure it out. You know, who is that person or those people or that thing? You know, what is that you need? And I just encourage you to kind of make a plan for how are you going to connect with them? How are you going to connect with them to help you get out of that soil so they can help you transplant? Right? How are you going to reach out? And then another thing to think about is, where do you want to grow? Right? Like we talked about transplanting, we've talked about where you're not growing and where have you grown before, but like, where do you want to be? Where do you want to grow? Where do you want to see the most growth? Where do you feel like you would be best served? Really take some time to think about that and think, how do you make that happen? Again, is that your transplant person that's going to help you out there? Is it steps you need to make? Really take some time to dig into that and think about that. And whether it's a new year, like for 2021, or whether it's just a new season of your life, you know, what is your intention? Where do you want to go? And is what you're doing or what you have been doing, is that getting you towards that, or is it taking you away? And if it's stuff that's taking you away, like, what needs to change? Who do you need to enlist to help, or what changes do you need to make? And sometimes making those changes is hard. So we need a little bit of help. It's a human thing. It's connection. You know, we talked about those seeds a second ago. Social, like that's part of it. It's helping each other. It's not always just, oh, let's have fun and let's do this. Like as humans, we crave connection. We need each other, right? You know, back in the day with cavemen and all of that, like they needed each other to survive. I don't know if you've seen The Croods, but like, I like kid movies, but it's such a great example, right? Like this family that sticks together and they help each other and they like help protect each other from the environment. And you know, who is your tribe? Who is your tribe? Because chances are they want to help see you bloom too. And if they don't, it might be time to change, right? Where are those boundaries, right? And that doesn't, when I say that, that doesn't mean cutting someone off. And if that is what that means for you, that's what that means. It can just mean changing the relationship, changing the power that somebody has over you as well. And another thing that I want you to think about is if you could think about this next season of your life or this next year, again, thinking of 2021, but also, again, just this next season, depending on when you're watching this, what is a word that you can come up with for yourself? Like, what is one word that could really just resonate that you could write on a sticky note and put somewhere, or write on your wall, or write on, the inside of your planner, or put on your phone screen, right? What is one word for you? I will say, for me in 2020, when I was kind of going through a little bit of this process, a little more in depth, but some of these types of questions together, I came up with this word, space taker. For me, I really needed to be comfortable with taking up space and like kind of putting myself out there. And I don't know if that resonates with anybody who's watching this or anything, but and like I would say that has in fact carried on. Here I am, like, recording this thing that I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to do a year ago. I know I wouldn't have had the confidence to do a year ago. And so here I am, and I'm glad that I was able to do it. And I'm proud, and I've worked hard to do that. I made changes myself. I changed my environment. I changed my habits. I changed my things to feel comfortable taking up space in a lot of different areas. I think I've always been very self-conscious, and again, I'm saying this, if hopefully it resonates for someone, whether it's just to translate it to what that means to you or what, but I definitely have felt like I wasn't allowed to take up space in a lot of ways throughout my life in many different scenarios. And this year, I definitely was like, I will take up space. I had a supervisor during my counseling program who talked to me, and they were like, I didn't want to talk in class. I didn't want to do these things. I didn't want to say these things. And I think that translates to now, right? Like, part of me just sharing this is me taking up space, right? And so I appreciate you allowing that for me. But he said, what you have to say matters, and like, people care, and like, what you have to say is good. Just say it, and if it's not, then at least you have the opportunity to learn from that. And so I think that really helped frame a lot of things for me. And so I hope that some of that was helpful for you. And if you're someone who's there, who has been like, I don't know how to take up space, I don't want to take up space, like, man, something that you have could really benefit someone else. It could benefit you most of all, right? Just the creativity that can flow from you, and the passion in who you are. I just hope you allow that. And I realize that I talked a lot, and I hope that you take some time to really ponder these questions. What helps you bloom? What has been a bully plant for you? Do you need to transplant? And who do you get to help you with that? Who do you get to help you grow even more, right? Whether you're transplanting or not. And, think of one word for this next season that can help be your intention and just help drive you forward and be your little reminder of what you're working towards, and I hope encourage you each day. Well, I greatly enjoyed this, and I hope that you did as well. And I hope you have a really great rest of your day. I hope you feel good. Definitely drink some more water, right? For like little plants, as Candy says. And I hope to see y'all next time.